The final component in the lower drive setup is this little guy right here. This is the outbound pulley. And you can see there is a considerable mismatch in this one. Whatever mismatch you have on the outside, you're going to have on the inside too. So this is going to take a little bit of handwork to get this guy to come around and look beautiful for us. Anyway, the only one way to do it is I'm going to start off on the sander. I'll take off all the mismatch on the sander, do the best I can there. Then we're going to knock the inside out with a file. Hopefully come back to it. It looks a little different than it does right now. Do it. Okay, after some considerable hand filing, I think I got this squared away to the point where it looks semi-decent. Mismatch on the inside is gone, but the concentricity to the outside may be in question. I'm going to make a small arbor, a very simple arbor, where I can locate on the inside of this and pressure turn the OD. Like that'll give me the best result. Let's do it. The nest is pretty simple. It's a recess in the center to clear the hub and a diameter turn to engage the ID. So when you push this on here, absolutely no way that far side is going to be out of concentricity. But with a mismatch in the raw casting, watch this. Yeah, it's not going to be acceptable. Well, after putting my fair share of filing hours into this thing to get it to look this good from one side, you can see the concentricity is pretty nice. Center hub runs fairly true. Here's the error on the back side. And that is not a mistake, that's a casting error. In order to establish an OD that's concentric to the ID, you can see the mismatch. And that particular mismatch is the eccentricity of the center hub. The only way to take care of that would be to retool this entire thing, punch it all the way through, refile the bases of all these, reduce this diameter here, probably reduce this diameter here. And since there's a hub that goes, or excuse me, there's a shaft that runs through here and a set screw that runs through it, doing all that would reduce the wall thickness for the set screw and make this part unusable. So hasta la vista, baby. Gonna make my own. Hate abandoning pieces out of a kit, but this one is just, the mismatch is what it is. Not going to happen. Using a high-speed steel form tool, I'm going to create the radius on the outside of this pulley. The red line will allow me to visualize the material removal coming in from both sides of the pulley, and it lets me know when I've reached the crown of the radius so I don't go undersize on the OD. The tree pan operation is next. This will be a symmetrical feature. It will be done on both sides of this blank. Second side will happen at the very last operation. These 5C collet blocks have a very small keyway that is actually a screw that's got a flat on it coming through one side of the block. I always use that particular screw feature facing forward. It allows me to maintain the y-axis location when I go from horizontal to vertical. Now, it's not that I'm hiding anything here. I'm just blocking out the light so I can see this pin. I'm going to put the 172 set screw in the hub. I'm not a fan of oblique set screws, and this will help this little pulley run truer once it's mounted to the shaft. For anybody wondering what type of collet that is a 1/4 inch collet that I did cut the face of. I've got a couple that I identify. I got a 1/2 inch, a 3/4, and a 1/4 that I cut the face of. I am going to hold on the boss on the reverse side, and I need to go deeper into this part in order to assure that I'm not going to crush that boss. I'm going to put a pin in it, and I'm going to turn it with the pin in there. That'll make sense in a second. Now, if the pin was not in there, there was a very good chance that it would collapse that back side. And I just can't have that. I know that the tool is fairly wide and there was an insufficient grip on the back side to not feel good about pulling this piece out of this collet. And I've got too much invested in this right now. Just going to put the little tree pin in it, call it a day. Very carefully, very carefully.